Welcome back guys. This is my review of the Nura headphones. I've had these for a few weeks now. If you haven't seen my first video, I'll link it below. Since the last video, I've been testing these out, seeing how they work with different devices, using the different cables, how they feel, how they fit, and how they sound, and just really testing them out to see what issues there might be when using these headphones. Also, since the last video, I went to the launch night in Melbourne, which was a really cool event. They had a few local artists performing, food, drinks supplied, and they also had all the concepts of the Nura headphone through to the final product all on display, which is really cool. So to start off with, these feature an in-over design where the center is an in-ear and the outside is an over-ear. The ear cup is made up of a soft foam coated in a soft touch rubber. This seems easy to clean as it does go in your ear and over your ear where it could get a little warm. They do feature vents on the outside of the headphone which pump air in and out using the movement of the speaker, but they will still get a little warm if you're wearing them for a while. This in-over design is actually pretty comfortable. You don't feel like you need to line them up or anything, just put them on like regular headphones. However, if you are dancing, exercising, moving around a lot, even just moving your head left and right fast, it can feel pretty weird because they are quite heavy and they feel like the in-ear part is the only thing keeping them on your head. Also, if you were to lay down on a flat surface wearing these, they will fall off because, like I said, they are heavy and they don't grip that tight. Saying that, if you're not moving around a lot, they are quite comfortable. And I think that's what they're really made for. Home use, studio use, traveling, or just commuting back and forward from work. Anywhere you want to sit down and enjoy a great sound. So then we come to the sound. Like I mentioned in the previous video, these Nura headphones run you through a 60-second setup test and give you your unique hearing profile. Because everyone hears a little bit different, their tests pretty much optimize the equalizer for what your ears hear. And comparing my profile to others, they do sound completely different, which is pretty convincing and shows that it actually works. I did actually run a few tests on myself and they were a little bit different each time, but they were fairly similar overall. After running through the test, my sound profile was definitely way better than the generic sound that it gives you. The Nura gives you a flat sound signature with pretty even highs and mids and low bass. I think it would be perfect for someone who is wanting a neutral sound in a studio or editing music. But then after you set up your sound profile, you can then select the immersion setting, and that's when these headphones get really interesting. You can select from gentle through to normal to front row. This pretty much adjusts the amount of bass from 0 to max. And when I say max, I went to an audio store near my house just to compare it to other headphones on the market. I was testing them against Sennheiser, Bose, Sony, Audio-Technica, Beats. But these Nuraphones seem to have 3 or 4 times the bass of anything else that was in the store. It's not even the same kind of bass. The bass with these headphones is like you're in a cinema or a home theatre with a big sub. It's really like being in the front row of a concert. It's similar to the kick you get when you stand close to a big speaker. It's actually really amazing you can get it from a headphone. However, you will want to adjust this setting depending to what you're listening to. Some songs, halfway or normal is just enough bass. If you take the immersion setting higher than about 2/3, it just gets ridiculous and it overpowers the song. Whereas other songs, you can take it nearly all the way through and it just gives you a huge deep bass or rumble. If you're watching movies or movie trailers on your phone, that's when these Nuraphones actually get amazing. They give you that big cinema boom, the deep rumbles and the big explosions. When I was testing these out, I went through about 10 movie trailers in a row just because it sounded so good. I can honestly say these have the best overall sound and definitely the biggest bass out of anything that I've tested in store. And it actually feels a little bit weird going back to a regular set of headphones. On the sides of these headphones you'll find two programmable touch buttons. You can change these for play and pause, immersion on and off, and a few other things. But if you are connected to your device through a cable, you will no longer be able to use these buttons. It's one of the little downsides, and because they work so good on Bluetooth, I don't think I would even use the cable. Another issue, and probably my biggest issue, is connecting them to my computer. There are no buttons on the Nuraphone, you just put them on your head and they turn on. There is also no sync or connection buttons, so they wouldn't show up on my computer. I had to turn the Bluetooth off to my phone and then they showed up. But then now they were connected to my computer, I could no longer adjust the immersion. And like I said, depending what you're listening to, you really want to be able to adjust that. So they'll just stay on whatever you've set them to. And because the app is on your phone, you can no longer adjust the immersion. Also, if you're watching YouTube or movies, you will need to shut that page down and open the app to add a little bit more bass or take it away if it's getting a bit much. Which I think if they just added a button on the side or somehow controlled it with the touch buttons, it would just make it that more user friendly. With the new Bose headphones, you can toggle through different levels of noise cancelling with just one button. So maybe in the future they could add a feature with the touch button so you could toggle through different amounts of immersion. It wouldn't be as smooth as the app, but it would make it really convenient, especially if you've got it connected to a different device. Also, my immersion settings seemed very clunky and went up in big jumps. When we were at the launch night, theirs seemed a lot smoother. But since then there has actually been an app update and that seems to have fixed it completely. Comparing these headphones to similar priced headphones on the market, headphones like the new Sony and Bose headphones, they have more separation in their sound and you can really hear each instrument. Whereas I think that's one of the only downsides to the Nura, is I wish I could get the vocals or mids that little bit louder. The bass is so big and the highs seem good, but I feel like it's sort of smothering the vocals and some of the instruments into the background. But after listening to the Nura, they all just sound like they're missing something, like a home theater without the subwoofer. So the Nura just has that over all other headphones of this price bracket. They do also have a user identification setting, which plays a sound and recognizes your ears and then switches to your profile. This only works now and then for me, and if you do take them off for a second to change your top or to put on a hat, they will turn off and then turn back on again. They will then try to identify you up to 3 times, then talk to you to tell you that it doesn't recognize you, and it just seems to take a long time to get back to your music. Some of the other downsides that people might have with these is the size. They don't fold up. This also means that the case is a lot bigger, and they are actually quite heavy. And the last thing is they obviously aren't that cheap. However, when I was at the launch night, I did hear a whisper that there might be a cheaper, budget-friendly model coming out in the future. So overall, if you're wanting a really nice sounding headphone to chill back and listen to music, or especially if you want a headphone to watch movies on, you will not get a headphone better than these. And I can really recommend these. I also can't wait to see where this company is going in the future. I hope this video was helpful. If you have any other questions about these headphones, please comment below and I'll always get back as quick as I can.